All right, welcome. Let me know if you can hear me. Haven't done this in a while. Hopefully the camera focuses. Let's see. All right, what's up, everybody? Can you hear me? Make sure I got everything set up right this time before we start. I'll give a few minutes for everybody to come in. Yes, sir. Everything's working today, thankfully. Camera's acting up a little bit. All right, cool. So, let's see. Oh, there we go. My headphones were off. That's why I couldn't hear. Okay, so what's up, everybody? Got some people coming in already. Sayas, yes, sir. Dipley, Steph, and Waylon. Pat's in the house. Commercial Kitchen Chronicles. What is up, everybody? And that lightning bolt is blown out. So yeah, I'm gonna let people come in. It's been a while. I think the last stream was in my van a couple weeks ago. That actually went pretty well. So people are showing up. All right, so today's a little different. I don't have, what the hell? I don't have a topic, so to speak, but I'm gonna leave a little link in a bit. If anybody wants to join and chat, you can come on the stream. We'll test it out, and we can have maybe several guests or whatever. We'll see how that goes. What's everybody up to? I had a change out today. So we did a freezer change out for a hospital today. Oh, what's up, Adrian? Good to see you in the chat. What's up, everybody? All right, so what has everybody been up to? What's everybody doing for work today? Some people have a slow season. If they do AC work, we're still pretty hot here. 80, 90 degree weather right now. But we got a lot of refrigeration work, so that makes up for that. It's working okay. Pat ran a few combi oven calls and a couple of clamshell grill calls. Yeah, that's the kind of the good thing is that we also are a hot and cold side. So I don't do any of that stuff. I used to be like a helper for that kind of stuff because that's what my dad does. But if it ever does get slow, our hot side rarely does. You know, fast food places, they abuse a lot of their stuff. They don't take care of their equipment. So fryers are always going down, grills, steamers. We kind of do all that stuff. So it's my dad and a couple other guys, and then me and my brother do the HVAC side. So pretty grateful for the whole kitchen aspect of the work that we do. It keeps us busy year round. Deeply in the desert of Arizona, the snowbirds are back in town. Well, the only thing in my town right now is winter Texans, because everybody loves coming down to get out of the cold. So yeah, we got some winter Texans in here. Our area gets really jam-packed. Yeah, we got winter Texans that come down. We got people from Mexico that come up, love to shop here. So it gets pretty packed around this time. Too many people. Adrian, connection repair on a multi-head mini split. I have not done mini split work. I don't really do a lot of HVAC or AC side of work. I mostly do refrigeration anyway. We did put one in, God, like almost 10 years ago, or maybe it's been 10 years. I don't know. I feel like a lot of this stuff is like yesterday, but if I go and look at the dates, it's probably been a good 10 to 12 years, because I've been doing this about 15 years. So a lot of that stuff that I had trouble with or that I was new to was like back when I started. And man, time flies. Commercial Kitchen Chronicles. I'm 70% hot and 30% HVACR. So yeah, that's how our company started, because my dad started it technically, and it was just a hot side. So he was only doing cooking equipment, and he wanted to be an all-in-one company. So I went and went to school for that. And that's what I bring. And then my brother, followed, went to school too, and now we both do that. And it makes good money. So like, well, they both do. Hot side is very demanding. If you guys didn't know, the guys that don't do hot side work, it's a very demanding part of the trade. Everybody needs food. Everybody eats out. Restaurants are popping up all over the place. Fast food places. We have a chain that has like 18 to 20 stores right now, and they're building another handful. And we're not in one of those congested cities that has like a McDonald's on every corner yet, but we're getting there. So every corner is going to have like all these fast food places, and the chains that we do have are only getting bigger, so plenty of work coming in. Charan Jit Jamu. Sorry if I butchered that. Doing great. Doing some maintenance on pizza ovens. We have a couple of pizza chains, and pizza. They need their pizza ovens. LED handyman, hello, in the house. All right. Man, I'm still trying to figure out this live stream stuff. Hold up. Okay. All right, I'm going to start setting up the guest spot in case anybody wants to come in. I mean, you don't have to. It's cool. I'm not even sure how this works. It'll be a link. All you need is a browser, and we'll get into that real quick. All right, so I pinned a message in the chat. If anybody wants to join the stream, talk a little bit, I'm going to see how it goes. I've never done this or, tried this before, but that'll be up there in case anybody wants to join. You just click on it. I think I'll get it on my software, and then I can put you in. We'll see how that goes. Okay, yeah. So if anybody wants to join, it's up there. Let's see. I did manage to get the AHR, forget where my camera is, AHR stuff in the mail. So I got my pass to go. I'm going to be there. Hopefully, if everything goes smoothly according to plan and everything. And yeah, I don't know who's going. If y'all are going, I will be there. I will try to be there as long as I can. And all right, CJ, that's much easier. Because last time I'm not a big traveler, so like last time I missed my initial flight. There was some issues at the airport, so I am thankful for Predator Vision. So I missed the Tactical Award show, but hopefully I'll be there this time. Hopefully everything goes smooth. And I think I'm supposed to participate in what do you call it? I think they're doing a podcast for Sporlin. I don't think they're going to be at the podcast area. I think they do it at their own booth and they just stream it or something. I don't know. We'll see. I need to get back with them, see if they scheduled everybody, because they were just asking people. I was like, yeah, I'll be game. So that's something that I have planned to do over there. Of course, the award show, hopefully I make that this time. It's going to be a lot bigger than it was last time. Yeah, Handyman, looks like a live video. We're live. If anybody wants to be in the live show, that's what the link is for. Come on, Refrigeration Guys, mic up. It's cool. It's whatever. I just wanted to put it out there in case, because I didn't have a guest today. I was going to, but I decided to wait until next month, kind of kick the year off and start having people come on. But if anybody, like I said, if anybody wants to come on, I got to ask people ahead of time for the scheduled guests. So I talked to like Steve from Everything HVACR. I asked Curtis from HVAC Guy. He said he was cool with it too. And I know he started doing his own live streams. And I think he guys has a setup already. So maybe I'll have him on, sometime soon. He said it was game for that too. And then I'll start asking, some of the other guys, Jeff Jadem, who was the other guy? I'm sure I can probably get Ryan on here too. He's always game for that too. So, Jonathan, what's up? Dipley, that'd be sick. HVAC guy is cool. He is. He blew up very quickly. I remember seeing him on my comments. Probably had like 100 subscribers, and then in a blink of an eye, he has like, I think he's at 30,000 right now. So, you know, good for him. We keep in contact every now and then. He's somebody who's always supported the channel. I love his channel as well. He posts way too much now for me to keep up. But there's always something to watch when you have or when you subscribe to his channel. Oh, and then the other guy was he hit me up for a stream. DIY HVAC Guy, and he also blew up. He came to me, I think, when he had 1,000 subscribers, and asked me for if I was interested in a live stream. At the time, I wasn't doing them. Maybe I'll ask him to see if he comes on, because now he's at 30,000. I think he passed that already. Because he does a lot of like videos for the homeowner, so I think that's why he blew up, because it's the DIY stuff that everybody likes to look up. Yeah, guys, drop a like LED Handyman says. I haven't even looked at the numbers. You should get the old furnace man. That guy is cool. If that's his name, I need to look him up. I don't have him on my subscriptions. I try to have a lot of people on my own subscription list, so I can watch all different kinds of content. I love watching the guys that do like the no heat calls, because that's something that I never do. Nobody has gas heating around here on the commercial side. Even residential is going to electric. Dipley, I know who anti DIY HVAC is. There's a guy who is DIY HVAC guy, but he is the complete opposite. He directs his videos to the homeowner, so he kind of tells the homeowners, which is a good and a bad thing, but I think he owns his own company too, but he's there showing the homeowner how to do their own little repairs and things like that. It'd be kind of interesting to get him on and see what you guys think about giving out that kind of information for DIY people. I am not the one to do that. That's why I don't like to do like specific how-tos or anything like that. I don't want to have anybody attempt, some of the stuff that I do, unless you're in the trade. That's what I hope my videos go out to, is to people that are in the trade. If they're new in the trade, haven't seen something that I've done in my videos and it helps. But it'd be interesting to have that DIY guy and get his side of things, I don't know if you guys would be into that, because I know a lot of us are against the homeowners doing all that stuff. Chung is someone else you should ask. Yeah, if you guys have recommendations, you can always leave them here. Like I said, starting next month, hopefully, but I might be out of town for a few things. We can try and have people on here. If not January, then we'll start in February, and I can have a few people on here. We had HVAC boss, and that went super well. The units in HEB all have gas heating. Most Walmart too. Yeah, and I can tell that they use them but we don't do supermarket or that level of commercial work. I've been on the roofs though. It's usually when there's a restaurant inside that calls us, and I still have to get on the roof because all the equipment ends up on the roof anyway. So I've never touched Walmart's actual equipment. I think they've called us out for the kitchen though, for the like the bakery and stuff, but we didn't end up getting that call or that bid, I guess. They were trying to get us in, but no dice. Do you have a Jumper King? No. Oh, you're on Instagram, right? Robert Kraft has been showing that thing off like crazy, and it's actually like a really cool tool. Like, I'm super interested in it. I might have to pick one up when I see one, or I'll order one or something. I think it's only like $60 or something. So I don't know if you guys have heard of the Jumper King. It's a Subco product, and all the Trade Fox stuff is inventions and products by the techs in the field. So Robert Kraft, I believe, well, I think he's in the middle of selling his company, but he's been in for a long time. And he made this little box that you can hook up the 24 volts with alligator clips and different connections. I think he has a piercing tip that leaves like you can't even see it basically when it pierces the 24 volt wire. And if you need to jump it out and test different things, you just flip switches to each one. So each wire has a switch. I have a jumper myself that is two of the Subco hybrid jumpers, which is like it's magnetic and an alligator clip. I put two of them together, so I got 4 wires, so I can hook up to the 2-stage cooling, because that's like 90% of the ones that I see is just 2-stage, and then to hook up my blower to the 24 volts. I haven't needed the Jumper King, but I think it's super cool, and I'll have to pick one up. Really cool product. I was super interested when that thing came out. This is why I have a repair job to do. This is a second repair from the same guy, the homeowners. Yeah, so of course I don't want homeowners, I don't want like maintenance guys that are not qualified touching anything where I work at, but if they do, it's usually more work for me. I just had that issue. I don't think I posted the video yet, but there was a day that I was doing a whole bunch of different calls, and then I went by to look at it was just a reach-in cooler, but it was a wide 2-door by Continental. I don't know if you guys have worked on Continental reach-ins, but it's a 2-door, pretty simple 134A system, small compressor and everything. It wasn't cooling, and I think it was starting to ice up. I opened the door and I saw pieces of the fan blade, because they're plastic, had broken. So I was like, okay, you're not getting enough airflow. I told them I'll be back, let me get a new blade or whatever. And then I come back, and I guess maintenance tried to mess with it. All the stuff on top was taken off. I have one of their jumpers. They had the T-stat jumped out. I guess they thought something was wrong with it. And they pulled it out. I think they even pulled out the sensor for it, because the sensor was buried in the evaporator coil. And then, they took off a bunch of screws and stuff. So I was like, all right, I don't know if they're gonna take over or continue their repairs. So I took off. I had the blade, but I took off. And then they called us back, and they're like, you know what? No, they don't know what they're doing. They didn't know what was wrong with it. So can you finish it? So I was like, all right, a little extra time because now I got to put all this stuff back together. And then I ended up replacing the motor though because the shaft wasn't grabbing the new blade that I had. So it was a small C-frame motor. I don't know what else you call them, but they're the real mini motors, the real cheap ones. I put the motor in, I put the blade back on, I set the thermostat because I had marked it myself. Since there's maintenance guys, I like to mark a lot of things so that I know where I left it in case it gets messed with. So I put everything back together the way it was. I think I just had to change out the starting components because I had a 3-in-1. And changed it out. The compressor came back on and it cooled very quickly, 35 degrees and all that. So I don't know what they were doing, jumping out stuff, ripping out things. And but yeah, like I said, if you got homeowners that try to do their own repairs, maybe they get away with it every once in a while. A maintenance guy who is not really HVAC, he might like clean stuff or whatever, tries to do that. We've had that too. Just gives us more work, and it can be frustrating at times because we have the it could be a simple repair that ends up being like worse than it was because they messed with it. But like I said, in the end, it's all billable time. You have more time or more things to do because they messed up some other stuff, and you get paid more. Mike R, how did you go about getting your commercial accounts? Honestly, at the beginning, it was my dad. Basically, the way you do your company is you want to have connections, you want to network, you want to make friends with anybody and everybody. I have a video on this too. I'm trying to do playlists so you guys can see them and find them easier. But basically, he already had connections, and when he makes friends with those managers or even some of the workers, the cooks or whatever, a lot of them end up getting promotions. They end up being the area managers or whatever. So just treat everybody with respect and, make friends if you can. Make connections. I went over it in that video. But basically, when he left the company that he was at, a lot of the managers and stuff were like, "Hey, like, where did you end up? We wanted you. We don't really care about the company. They wanted him." So then he's like, "Yeah, I got my own business or whatever." So then he ended up carrying over some of the, like a couple of it wasn't a lot, but it was a couple accounts just on the relationship he built, right? So then that's how we are, and that's how my dad is, and that's how I'm trying to be, is like be friendly with them. A lot of them want to talk. When you're there, you might get annoyed, but take the time to build the relationship, and then you have that in the future if they ever move to another restaurant or location. Right now they're having us go to like areas that are like 4 hours away, 3 hours away, because they want us to go work there, and they like the work that we do and who we are. As far as after that, picking up the accounts that we have now, when you start a company, you really have to hustle. Like, you're going to be dead tired at the beginning. You're going to be, begging for work, or however you want to put it. But if you go around, of course, business cards are really good to have, even though they're kind of dated now. What we did was business cards. We made brochures. You can do a brochure or a flyer. I've done flyers too. And give them out. Stop at restaurants or whatever kind of work that you do. If you do residential, go to door to door. Commercial, you're basically going to do the same thing, door to door, but it's basically like building to building. And leave all that stuff, talk to the person in charge, strike up a conversation, see what their status is with maintenance, or if they've had filters changed out, if they do anything like that, any cleanings, and kind of go over with them the importance of that stuff, and then in your flyer or brochure have all that written out, and then like maybe a special or something that you do, or if you run a special or anything like that. And that's how we did ours, running around asking people if they need anything. You can also make or network at the supply houses, any place that you buy equipment from. Most likely they're going to need warranty work. You can sign up for their warranty list, and you can be the ones that are doing the warranty work. That's really good to keep us busy if it ever gets slow. We used to do a lot of warranty work. It got to a point where we just got too busy to get to them, so we had to turn that down. But things like that. Walmart only plays with union. Yeah. Around here, there's a lot of companies, and it's kind of like who you know. So recently, I had just took over a restaurant, and I was like really confident about this one. So like we took over a restaurant, a fairly good one that I would have liked to have kept. The area manager that took over knew us and knew about our work, and he looked familiar. I just can't remember where he used to be at. I didn't want to ask him, So he got us in. He was very happy with our work. I went in, and it's going to be the videos that you saw. Like, I don't mind telling you. It's the ones that you saw. And it's like, the main one was "Don't Lie to Your Customer." That was the title of the video, "Don't Lie to Your Customer." Because I had to go around and kind of stop them from replacing compressors. I got wind of them replacing a bunch of compressors, and then they had more on order. And the one that they sent me to, I think they were quoting out 2. I went, and the coils were like blacker than hell. So I was like, you know what? I hooked everything back up because they had disconnected them. I was like, let me try it out. It was a Lennox Prodigy, I think. So I could go in there and see what it was doing. And it was basically just tripping out on the high pressure control continuously, and it would lock out. So then I went, and I was like, let me come back in the morning because it was already at the end of the day. And I was like, let me just clean the condenser coil and see what happens. And sure enough, like I said, those things were pitch black. I had to go with I use the one that's safe for microchannels, which is the yellow one. Any brand you get is going to be like the yellow or the orange one, the coil cleaner. I needed to use the brightener. I needed to use the blue cleaner, but I didn't have it at the time. And I don't like using it, to be honest. But I went with the cleaner. I literally had to wash those things about 5 or 6 times each. And then the compressor stayed on, and it worked. And my pressures were okay. I think I had one that was giving me a weird issue with pressures, but the TXV had been changed out. So I don't know if something was going on with that. But I went in, and I was like, all right, you don't have to change out compressors. You don't got to get a new unit or anything like that. You just need to do maintenance. I cleaned those, and then I went and did a walk-in that had a leak in the evaporator coil. I patched that. I did a few more patches here and there, and I was doing good work for them. And then we had a little bit of an issue getting paid. So, of course, we found out that they're one of those restaurants that kind of jumps around, and they might not pay on time. So we were okay when, they kind of stopped calling. We got paid and everything, so we were okay with that. They took a while. And then I see that the company that they were complaining about is back there doing work again. I was like, all right, whatever. But the guy that got us in ended up leaving. I guess he got another promotion and he had to go up north. So he no longer had a say in who they called down here. So he went back, or they went back to the old company because I guess they were friends. We have that issue a lot where they're like, oh, it's because it's a buddy of mine or whatever. Even though they do work that they're not happy with, because, man, when I went in there, they complained so much. And I was like, you know what? I'll take care of this or that or whatever. I try to give them a break here and there, but sometimes it's just who you know or who you're buddies with, and they got them back. So that's fine. There's always work for everybody. I don't care too much about that. But yeah, like around here, it's just companies. There's a good amount of companies that have been around a long time, like as long as us and longer. And everybody has their work, their clients, and as long as they have the good relationship, they kind of tend to keep them. But yeah, around here, it's kind of who you know. How many safeties does cooling have? I know low pressure, high pressure switches, and smoke detectors. What else do they have? So when you're talking about smoke detectors, that's AC work. But you're going to have a lot of safeties. It depends on the unit. You got safeties in the blower motor. A lot of high limits and things like that. You're going to have phase monitors. A lot of different switches and relays. But everything's the same. You want to go look at the schematic. You get a breakdown. You'll see what is a switch. That's a video that I was going to do eventually. I haven't gotten back to my little training video kind of content, but whether you do refrigeration or HVAC work, it's all the same on any level. It's just like, of course, the higher you go in the units that you work on, like the tonnage and all that, the more complex it get. Of course, when you get to industrial, that's a whole other type of refrigeration, but it's all the same. It's all the refrigeration cycle with some sort of set point and a bunch of safeties in between. So you're going to have, like you said, something that helps you if you lose charge, if your head pressure goes too high. You're going to have bypass valves on the refrigeration side or fan cycle switches. And then your metering device. So you could have a cap tube. You could have a expansion valve. You can have just a header. You know, it's all the same, just different ways it's implemented. But you're going to have all your components and then a bunch of safeties and switches in between. If you just go through them or look at a schematic, they're pretty simple to get the hang of and figure out. I myself, like I said, I'm more comfortable with refrigeration, like commercial type work. I started doing more HVAC work because, you know, the kitchens, we work in the kitchens and they're like, hey, can you go look at our AC or whatever? So that was never my strong suit, but it's all the same. You go up there, you go look at, you first want to look at airflow and your coils, and then you go from there. Like, is there a switch that tripped? Go through and check each switch, make sure you can like voltage all the way through, all the way back to whether it's a board or your compressor, whatever it's feeding, like a contactor. And it's there's many safeties. It's just they all do the same thing. They're all just like what you said, safeties. If they're there, if something bad happens. And once you figure it out, don't leave them bypassed or anything. You need to see what happened, and either clean the coil, change a fan motor, or maybe something's overcharged. You never know, or you got a leak. What's up, HVAC Ice Cream Guy? Hey, Adrian, I want to say thank you for being a big help in the HVAC YouTube community. I just moved to the RGV. Are there companies in the RGV always hiring? Your company seems cool to work for. Keep it up. We're not hiring at the moment. We were discussing maybe needing some help soon, but at the moment we're actually going to be looking probably for the hot food side, because that side gets swamped, and it falls on my dad a lot. On the refrigeration side, it's me and my brother. My brother's younger, so we're still okay for now, but we do need help, like I said, on hot side. And then eventually we're going to need help like for AC work, like change outs and installs and stuff like that. Like today it took me a big chunk of the day doing a condenser change out. I'm getting old. I feel like I'm doing stuff a lot slower, but eventually we will need help. If you do look into some companies, I would say a lot of them are pretty good down here, like the big companies. So if you need any information on some of them, or if you want to know, like maybe, because I know some of them. So you can email me if you have any questions about a company or anything like that. But I'm not 100% sure like who's hiring exactly. A lot of them are always hiring. So if you want to look around, like I said, I know some of them. If you want to email me and ask me like about some companies, if you know of some that you looked at, or if you need a list of some that you want to apply for, I can help you out with that. Just email me and we'll see. Tech tie is a megaometer, good to get, or is it better just having a really good clamp meter? So a lot of people use those, I think, to check compressors. I never got one, and I've been okay. I would say if you do get one, you need to kind of look into them and make sure you understand how they work. I wouldn't be the person to ask. Like I said, I never had one. I always had a clamp meter, and I check everything that way. I haven't had to get too technical with that kind of stuff. Either the compressor's still working or it's not. A lot of people use like that one by Subco that checks the terminals on the compressor, and it tells you basically good, okay, or bad or something. Like it gives you a scale. A lot of people use it and swear by it, and then a lot of people say it's a waste of money because it's not telling you exactly what you should be looking for, I guess, like the exact value. And then there's going to be other issues where it tells you like something is going bad, but it could be good, and it could be working for however many years. But I don't know. That's like a tool that you get if you want to get ahead of stuff, maybe. and show your customer like, hey, you need a new compressor. But I never had to use one. That's just, my opinion. Nelvester, what's up? Richie, have you worked on a refrigeration rack? I worked on a mini rack. Man, eventually I'll figure out how to get... I need to load up all my work photos. I do have most of them on my computer. And then, like, as I talk, I can probably show you some of the stuff. I've worked on a mini rack system with about 6 compressors, but they were controlling, like, little prep coolers and stuff where they kept, like, condiments and toppings, and they had one that kept a lot of seafood. It was like a fancy restaurant. So it kind of looks like the ones that Chris from HVACR videos does, where he has, the compressors here and there. And it's like they also had, the one I worked on also had 2 walk-ins, I think. One was a cooler, one was a freezer. And then it all went to one giant condenser coil, because they were like they were stacked with, I think, 2 fan motors. And that was as far as I've gotten with the rack system. We don't do anything like supermarket or anything like that. That one gave me a good run for my money. The previous company kept charging for refrigerant every month, and they got tired of it. They called us in there. I had to fix a couple of evaporator coils that were leaking. Replaced them. Had a whole bunch of pressure controls. The dual ones, the dual pressure controls. They were all leaking from the bottom. And then a couple of clogged filter dryers. Got them up and running. Never had any other issues with them. But man, their AC system was a mess. They had a bunch of Linux units. And I think they had replaced like 4 or 5 compressors by the time they called us, because I got up there and there was a whole graveyard up there. Arnulfo HVACR Lifestyle, what's up, man? If the green stuff goes legal, I can help. No green stuff, no Richie. And the Rooster. Would you allow me to work with a Rooster on the job site? I will leave the Rooster in the truck with the AC on if I have to work in the kitchen. It's like you bringing your kid to work. You need to learn from the rookie refrigeration. He said he was going to come back, but he never did. I've seen his videos. He's one of the OGs. I miss Ashton. I miss working on racks sometimes. They seem fun, but I don't know if I would ever do refrigeration or a supermarket. If I do like the mini ones, like I said, the ones that I worked on was like a mini one, and the ones that Chris works on over on his channel, he works on some smaller ones too. They seem pretty or not that bad. That's another guy you need to get on live. Rookie. Cool cat. I think I have him on Instagram. I can hit up some of these guys over on Instagram. A lot of them are on there. And like I said, this will probably be the last stream of the year. And then I'll start working on that guest list, because I know a lot of you guys want that. So we'll get some people on here. And all that. Oh, shit. All right. Ashton, I did it for 3 years. It's what I started out in the trade doing. No work-life balance, but it built myself a damn good foundation from where I'm at now. Yeah, and I think that kind of goes for any of the different ways you can get into the field. You're not going to have much of a good balance at the beginning. If you do your own company, same thing. You're going to have to be hustling, like I said earlier. You're going to be doing a lot at the very beginning to get your company off the ground. And then you can kind of coast or relax a little bit. Same thing if you're working. You're going to be like overwhelmed at first. And then you'll get to where you're confident and you're... and you're okay with a lot of the bigger jobs and stuff like that. So I'm glad that part is over for me. I don't have to deal with anything too frustrating anymore. Or, I mean, I still have long days. Like today I had a long day doing that change out. Like I said, I just feel like I'm a little bit slower than I used to be. But it's not as frustrating and hard on you. Like I got through it. I did everything I needed to. I didn't have to rebraze anything. I don't have to rebraze anything anymore. I used to get like pinhole leaks. I used to get frustrated if I couldn't get the bottom of the joint to close up or anything like that. But I don't know. Maybe that's why I'm slower. I take my time a little bit too. But I don't have those issues anymore, and I'm super glad for that. Handyman, it is cold this week. 50s to low 60s and 40s in the evening. Oh my God, Southern California is freezing. So you guys are like us. If it gets to 40, it's definitely too cold. But if it gets 50 and 60, we bring out the jackets. That's cold for us down here in Texas as well. And before we wrap it up, I started this one a little earlier because I don't want to run too long today. Like I said, this will be the last one for the year. So I hope all of you guys are, you enjoy your holidays. If you're watching this at a later time, hope you enjoyed your holidays and all that. I do have a couple of videos coming out. I'm waiting on Field Piece to give me the go-ahead. I have another Field Piece video coming out. Super thankful and grateful for the work that I've had with Field Piece, Elitech. I don't think they're watching, but I'm working with Vito now. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. Everybody makes me sign a contract, but I don't think they watch. I'm working with Vito, Pro Pack, the tool bags, and then Jobber. So, yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing early next year. I have a Field Piece video coming out this month. So hopefully you guys can go check that out. If you see a Field Piece video, go watch it, drop a like, leave a comment to help show Field Piece if you like them or not. I mean, I think everybody is a Field Piece, or most people are good with Field Piece. I'm a big Field Piece person, so I was glad to work with them, and it's been fun. So go check out that video when it comes out. The Vito bag video won't be out till probably spring, whenever the new bags come out. They got some cool stuff coming out. That's all I can really say. So I'll have a video on that. I already recorded it. Jobber, I'm going to be in Vegas next week. for doing a commercial for Jobber or something. So if you guys are interested in Jobber, or if you have any questions, I got a lot of questions on that one too, from people that are starting their own business. I will be continuing to do Jobber videos. I will break it down a little bit soon, because I'm still figuring that out, all the features and different things. Like the last video I released was about doing maintenance with them, and actually learned a little bit more of how to do like a checklist and stuff. So I'll keep pushing out those videos. I'm going to be doing a commercial for them next month, so we'll see how that goes. And then hopefully I make it to the AHR Expo. If you guys are going to be there, I'll be there. Probably be at the Sporling booth and just walking around. Fernando was on the roof today, and the tornado hit ground about a mile away in DFW. Damn, that's crazy. Yeah, like I've said in my videos, when I complain about rain, it's not because it's just rain here and there or whatever. We usually, where I'm at, luckily nothing ever hits, but we get the hurricane weather and stuff like that, because I'm like South Texas by all the water and everything. So yeah, I'm always like, oh, it's not just rain, you know, we get hurricanes, but it doesn't actually hit us, but we get like the outskirt of it, all the wind, crazy stuff like that. I've never had to deal with a tornado though. So I hope you guys are staying safe out there with all the crazy weather that happens. I forgot what brought it up, but somebody was like, man, we need like hazardous pay because of the dangers in our trade. We're always on the roof, up and down a ladder. We're working in the rain or whatever weather comes out. You know, companies or customers, homeowners need their ACs working, heaters working, refrigeration needs to be working, all that stuff. It doesn't matter what time of year it is or what the weather is like outside, it needs to be done. So we're kind of the guys that go out there in whatever weather or situation, and it gets kind of dangerous sometimes. So I hope you guys are staying safe. I try to keep everything I need to be safe as well. I don't like getting shocked. I don't like my ladder falling off the roof. Try to eliminate anything bad that can happen on a job. Is the project car on the road yet? What did we do to it? We did some little maintenance to it, so it's turning on better. And then we're replacing the brakes right now. So technically it is running and drivable, but I only did the bare minimum. I'll get that going. As soon as I get it going, I'm going to get it painted and all that. So I posted on the YouTube like a photo. Eventually that'll be up there. That'll be my car that I used to drive it everywhere. And then it started breaking down on me. But yeah, the car's it's getting worked on. I didn't get to finish it like I wanted this year, but I'll definitely get working on that soon. Alright guys, so I think we're closing in on an hour. That's kind of what I wanted this stream to be at. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. Topics for the streams. Like I said, technically next year, even though it's a month away, I'll have more people on, topics, better schedule. I know it took a lot of time off, but it's December, so you know how that goes. So I hope everybody enjoyed, and I am going to drop a like on your way out, please, like Steph says, and then I am going to end up peacing out.